Let me go back where we done
Yeah.
what we done so far.
Yeah. Also, you ping me, okay? I'm in some other call. You just ping me.
Yeah, I have pinged in Slack, just check it.
Okay, I'll check and reply
I
you.
have sent a screenshot as well in the WhatsApp.
Sure, sure. I'll send it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what we understand so far, Gopi,
Yeah.
that we have a code, and this code generally developed using an IDE.
Mhm.
IDE going to push the code to any SCM tool, right? Like GitHub, and from the GitHub, it is going to pull by a CI/CD tool,
Okay.
which is my Jenkins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And from the Jenkins, we can now deploy the code into my Azure or AWS, right?
Yeah.
And now nowadays, even we have a new way to maintain the application, which is called containerized way of application, right? Which is
Yeah.
called Docker containerization. So we also understand now how exactly
Mm.
the containerization work.
Yeah.
Along with that, we also understand how we are going to automate this Azure or AWS using Ansible, which is a configuration management tool. So it means that if I use all these tools, we as a customer, I am going to achieve the whole flow. And this is what makes the DevOps. But what if I only want to use Azure? Because look at that, for CI/CD, I need to install one server, right?
Yeah.
For a Docker also, I need to install another server.
Mm.
Even for an Ansible, we have to install another server.
Mm.
So it means that in my environment, I am going to introduce multiple server. So it is not, it is also going to make an headache for me, right? Because again, who is going to maintain this server,
Yeah.
right? So it means that I as a customer, I want to adopt DevOps to smooth my whole transition. But end of the day, I am ending up introducing 10 other new tools in my organization and 10 different servers. So again, I have to go and hire a new system administrator, because who is going to maintain this hardware, software, operating system and all, right?
Yeah.
So this is how the rest of the DevOps, or you can say every cloud provider, they say that I am going to give you same flow, but this time you not need to install any kind of server, because everything is available as a service in the cloud. So it means that what is the main purpose of CI/CD tool? It is create a build, and that build or artifact is going to push to my any of the advanced portal or application. So look at that. If I try to change the same architecture into Azure DevOps, then how it will look like? Option is from here to here, option remains same. I as a customer, I am going to use code using an IDE, going to use my source code management, but in a state of pushing my code to Jenkins, I am going to use a cloud native tool which is provided by Microsoft Azure, and this is called as an build pipeline. What we call it? Build pipeline. Now, build pipeline automatically detect the code. That is the beauty.
Okay.
So it understand that what your code is. Is it Java code, .NET code, React code, or a Python code?
Hmm.
On if your code is, let's say for an example, I use a Java.
Okay.
Then whatever we write in a Java, if I want to convert into the package, we have to use a tool which is called Maven,
Okay.
right? What Maven does, it is going to convert your complete code after compile the code into an artifact which is called a var or a jar,
Okay.
right? But for that, if I want to do it manually, I must have to install Maven, and I must know how Maven going to work,
Okay.
right? If I want to install a code like another one, maybe a React or maybe a .NET,
Hmm.
then .NET I can use MS Build. MS Build is going to compile your code or going to convert your code into zip file. Now, let's say for example, I am using other code like Visual Studio or any other code of my choice. I can use something which is called NuGet.
Okay.
Now, this NuGet is going to create a new type of file which is called NUPG. Now, these all three is actually called artifact. If I want to create an artifact, so there are various tools. I'm just listing you three more commonly tools, but there are various tools. If I want to create an artifact of Java, it means that I must know Maven tool as a whole,
Okay.
because this is again a very detailed tool in itself. If I want to create a zip package using my .NET, again I have to learn the MS Build tool in a detail. If I want to learn, if I want to create a NuGet package, I have to install, configure NuGet in my development system.
Okay.
So this is a challenge. This is again going to eat a time. So for an example, even if I know Maven, then I have, once a developer develop the package,
Hmm.
we have to compile the package, and then we have to run a Maven to convert the package, to convert the code into a package. So what was the original objective of DevOps? It should take out the load from development team,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah.
But if development team is still involved in building the code, compiling the code, plus creating the artifact also, so you are actually praising the development team too much now.
Yeah.
Then development team say that what is the fun?
Yeah.
But if I'm using Jenkins
Okay.
or any other tool which is available on premises, this process is still we have to follow. Yes, we might have to give a command there,
Okay.
but installing of this tool is my responsibility. And it means that if I am using Jenkins, then these Maven, MS Build, NuGet, all these package must be properly installed and configured on Jenkins server. and these all tools required an expertise. So as a development team or as a Jenkins build team,
Mm.
I have to know how this tool going to configure, run into a system.
Okay.
So here what Azure says that
Mm.
in my environment, when you build your code using my build pipeline,
Okay.
I understand that what your code is. And the moment I detect your code is Java, I am going to build your code automatically with Maven. You do not have to do anything. So Maven is pre-built into build pipeline.
Mm.
If your code is .NET, I automatically going to use MS Build.
Okay.
If your code is any other tool, I can maybe use NuGet. So it means that
Mm.
what Azure pipeline is going to give me, no installation, no configuration. I do not have to install any of these tools. I do
Okay.
not have to configure any of those because these tools are installed and configured
Mm.
into build pipeline environment already.
Okay.
So what Microsoft does, they pull out your code from your GitHub
Mm.
and then do first they are going to compile your code for an error, right? That your code should not have an error. And once the code is compiled, then it is going to build your code.
Okay.
And when the code is built, then it is also going to create an artifact.
Okay.
Artifact, if the code is .NET code, automatically you will get a zip file and you do not have to do anything.
Okay.
And once this artifact created,
Okay.
then this artifact will be pulled by another pipeline, which is called a release pipeline.
Okay.
Remember, in a Jenkins, both are in a same word, means I can build and release. There is no do separate process there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But in Azure DevOps, you are going to get two different processes.
Mm.
Process one, which is going to build the pipeline. What is the build pipeline does? It compile, build and create an artifact. On what basis? It understand what code you are running. Okay. And
Yeah.
then once the artifact created, you can configure a release pipeline. So what the release pipeline does, first it
Yeah.
is going to look what artifact do you want to deploy. Then you have to tell the artifact, this release pipeline, where to deploy. So for an example, I want to deploy this artifact on my Azure App Service. Then this Azure App Service must be available before the artifact going to deploy. If Azure App Service is not available, then again, either you have to use the ARM template or may you have to use Ansible to create this app service, which can be also part of your code. So you remember that
Yeah.
I said that along with the code nowadays, developer not only have to learn Java and Python, they also have to learn YAML
Okay.
and JSON. So what does YAML and JSON means? For an example, Ansible use YAML, ARM use JSON, right?
Yeah.
So as a developer, I also have to create a YAML and JSON code where I'm going to define all the steps.
Okay.
And then when the release pipeline know the artifact, know where to deploy, you can create a release that now I am going to deploy this artifact on this app service at Sunday morning 7 a.m. This is called a release process. And for that, many companies have a separate team, which is called release team. And then your app is going to run. Next time, whenever the code change, everything is automated. It automatically create a new artifact, going to release the pipeline, going to have a release, and then going to have a Azure App Service. So now I stop the sharing, share
Okay.
your screen,
Mhm.
and first try to create Azure. Let's create an account in Azure DevOps. I'm sure your Azure account is disabled now, right?
Yeah. Bottom up.
Okay, so you can use my account, but just to see how the DevOps will look like. Okay, just type here Google Azure DevOps login. It's called dev.azure.com. Just say start free. Second name, select your country. So it is going to create an organization for you. What is the name of organization? G197M. Now within the organization, you can create a project. So give it a name. For an example, my project. Now again, like a GitHub or Docker Hub, you again have a public and a private.
Yeah.
Select public. All right. Just click create project. So what you are going to get now, the whole bunch of tool on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Right. And what the tool we have a tool called pipeline. Click that one. Now you see there is a one is called pipeline, and below the pipeline you have a release. Under pipeline you have another pipeline,
Yeah.
and after that you have a release, right?
Yeah.
Correct, huh?
Yeah.
So it means that this is the two things which Azure is going to provide you to run your code. Since you do not have an Azure account live now, let's use my account. So stop your sharing. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
I'm going to give you my tenant. Then you are going to run this one. Hold on for a moment. Let me to have a sign out. I'm going to first log into my GitHub. Now in a GitHub, I have a project which is called ASP.NET. Okay. This code is developed using ASP.NET, right? So this code I am going to run inside my Azure DevOps. I'm going to push my code to Azure App Service. This is my GitHub. In GitHub, my developer already have this code ready. Okay. And then this is what the YAML pipeline I was talking about, that this script is already written. Look at that script.
Yeah.
Right. So here what I am going to use, I am going to use a VS build tool. I'm going to use a NuGet tool. These two tools, what they does, they are going to create an artifact.
Okay.
right? So as a developer, I already created my .NET code plus deployment code, correct? Now I am going to log into my Azure DevOps. So I'm going to use my Azure DevOps. Let me to create, I'm going to give you rights. Okay, create a new project with your name. So it's the same way you can create a project as you just did. Give it a name, Gopinath Demo. Click public and then click create. All right. So now you get the whole bunch. Click the pipeline. Click create pipeline. So now it is going to ask you, all right, do you want to create or compile your code? Where is your code? I say my code is in
GitHub.
click that. Now select the second one, which is ASP.NET. Look how easy it is, right?
Yeah.
Just what you did so far. You simply select your repository and then you select your own code, which whatever the developer has done. And then I already have this YAML pipeline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, scroll down. All things is all correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go and click run. Look how simple and easy it is to work on Azure DevOps. No complexity, no installation, no configuration. Just next, and you are done.
Yeah.
But this will only work with Azure, right?
Yeah.
If I want to do something with AWS, then this is not going to work. Then I have to use Jenkins only.
Mhm.
So when will you use Jenkins? When you have a multi-cloud environment, right?
Okay.
Click job now. Below is a job, below. And look at that, what it is happening. It is going to run the whole process. Everything is automated. You do not do much thing here. Look at that, it just starts saying initializing the job.
Yeah.
Now look at that, all these MS build, everything is downloaded automatically. I am just chilling out.
Yeah.
Now they are doing the NuGet tool. What the NuGet tool does, it is going to compile your package.
Mhm.
Then it is going to use VS build, which is going to create a zip artifact. Why zip artifact? Because it is .NET code, right? If it is a Java one, then it is going to create jar file.
Yeah.
Now it is going to build the artifact. It's done. And look at that. What it is says. One artifact produced. Are you able to see in a black and white screen?
Yeah.
Click that artifact, one artifact. Oh, this is mine or your? I think this is mine.
No, mine. Some problem is there in the battery.
It's mine. There, 1 minute.
What happened?
Yeah. Now click drop. You able to see the zip artifact? Last one.
Yeah.
You can download it and you can use it manually also.
Mhm.
So when you click, it will download. Click that.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
This is what the magic. And this artifact, wherever you want, you can push it manually also or by other tool also.
Mhm.
This is what the artifact is. Right? Now my artifact is ready. What I want this artifact to be now should deploy to my Azure app service. But for that, we have to go to release pipeline. Click release pipeline. Because so far only it compiles the code and create an artifact, right?
Yes.
Click the release now.
This is the one.
Now this is a different pipeline. So click new pipeline. Now first it is asking that where you want to deploy my dear friend. App service
Yeah.
or container, where you want. You said not that in your organization it is going to deploy on SQL, right?
Yeah. Correct.
So this is what the SQL is. We can deploy this on SQL as well.
Okay.
Understood, right? So this is what you can do from Azure app. Because currently we are planning to deploy on Azure app service. So click Azure app service deployment.
Right.
Apply. Yeah, just change it to production. All right. Now on left hand side, you see there is an option called add an artifact.
Yeah.
Click that. Now which artifact? The artifact which we build using build pipeline, right?
Yeah.
So drop down and select your artifact. This is this one, right?
Yeah.
Click OK. Now this is the latest artifact because you have only one build so far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, click add now. Now you have one job. You able to see one job?
Yeah.
Click that one. So it is going to ask you which subscription. Select your subscription. This is the subscription of mine. Below one.
Which one?
Microsoft Partner Network.
The second one?
Below. It's a Microsoft Partner Network. Yes. Click authorize. Because you have to authorize your DevOps tool to connect to my tenant, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's now authorizing, but it is going to ask you below which app service.
Yeah.
Currently, we have not created any app service there, right?
Yeah.
Right. So let's come to Microsoft Azure now, and let's create an app service where I want to deploy my code. So on a search box, click app service.
Here it is, no?
Yeah, click that one. Click create. Drop down, click resource group. Select maybe Aditi. I think this is all. Click here a name. Do not select Aditi because I think there is some policy there. Select here Netlink. Just type Netlink. Just type in ET. Yeah, click that one. All right. Give an any app service name, your name maybe. All right. Which code, which language my code is? It is in ASP.NET. Select ASP.NET version 4.8. Select East US as usual. Yeah. And say review and create. Click create. It's a very easy now, right?
So basically, inside artifacts, we have the package type of thing, right?
Yeah. Copy.
Yeah, inside artifacts.
Ah.
So we have a package or something like the code and the other files.
Yes, yes. So the zip folder which you see now, it contains everything.
Oh, okay.
That's why it is an artifact. So you can copy this zip in a pen drive and you can paste this artifact in any web server manually also.
Okay.
Okay. So click go to resource. Now currently when you run this website, it will give you default one, right? So when click the URL, select the URL and paste. Yeah, paste into another. So it is going to give you the default website. Correct?
Yeah.
But here I want to run my code. So everything is ready in my Azure pipeline. I only have to push the code. So go back to your Azure pipeline now, the release pipeline. And now you're authorized, just refresh the app service name. No, below. Yeah. And then is the refresh button. Refresh it. Yeah, you get now?
Yeah.
Yeah, on top you have a save button. Okay. Click OK. So what happened now? You have created everything, but still you have not decided to release. So let's say you think that now every setting has been made. I am going to release this artifact on Sunday morning 7 a.m. So on Sunday morning, what you do? You are going to create a release. Look at that on top. On top, you have a release. Where you have a save button, no? There also you have a release button.
Yeah.
Click that. Which one you want to release? I want to release a production one, right? Click production. Which artifact? Below is artifact. You have only one artifact, right?
.NET.
Otherwise, if you have a multiple build, you have a multiple artifact. Now you can give a release description, releasing, or you can say deploying, whatever the terminology you want to use, at Sunday 7 a.m. by Gopinath. So if anything goes wrong, at least someone know that who has done that, right?
Okay.
Click create. So you see on left hand side top, it said that release one has been created.
Yeah.
Click. cross this one. This is what exactly the whole scenario is. And you say that your release is ready, but it's never deployed on production. So you just click that not deployed. And yeah, and then you have a top deploy option. Yeah. Now you are releasing finally, right?
Yeah.
Just say that begin the deployment in a comment by
Sorry?
release manager, by release engineer.
Begin now.
Now begin the deployment. Actually, now you are beginning the deployment. Click deploy. We say that now your deployment started. You just hold for a moment. Look at that. Automatically, it is doing everything for you. It is going to pull out the artifact.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a not that downloading artifact. Then it is going to deploy this artifact on your app service. So in that artifact, everything is already written.
Yeah.
Go now. It's done. Go and refresh your website. Correct? Right?
Yes.
So it means that this is the whole CI/CD flow work. But this time, what we use in build Azure pipeline tool,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
What will happen if I change the code? So go back to GitHub now and let's change the code.
GitHub.
Yeah. Click GitHub. Click ASP.NET Get Started folder. Scroll down. Click Views. Home. Home. Then click index.html. Edit button. Click on the right hand side. Edit. And just change the heading. This is developed by change something. All right. Scroll down and just say update a comment on top. Above that, yeah, updated by developer.
Here.
You have to give comment, no? Check in comment. Click commit changes and go to your build pipeline now. Not release, build, because first the build will happen, right? So click pipeline. Click pipeline on left hand side and just wait. Look at that, what happened automatically.
Yeah.
Able to see, right? Click that one. Shruti Sinha ASP.NET. Click the job and it's again begin the compiling the updated code, right?
Automatically it compiles.
Automatically. You understood now the whole process?
Yeah.
So it is going to create second artifact now.
Yes. So we are bypassing, compiling, and building.
And also creating a artifact. All three steps you have bypassed.
Oh my God.
So
Actually,
now you have a two different artifact. One code something, one something. So what is the advantage of artifact? Let's say you deploy this new artifact and then you decide that no, this is something I do not want. So you can revert back, right? Because you have old artifact is still with you.
yes.
It's done now. Look at the artifact has been produced, right?
Yeah.
Correct now?
Yeah.
Right? So you have now, this is the second artifact. Now you just have to decide to release this artifact. So go to release pipeline.
Okay.
Now in a release pipeline, you do not have to configure the pipeline. Pipeline is already configured. You only have to create release. So go to create release now.
Create
On top, right hand side top.
Okay.
You have to create second release, right?
Okay.
Click that one. Production. And now you have to decide which release, which artifact. You have a two artifact now. Drop down. Correct? If you select one, it will be the old one.
Yeah.
2 is a second one, right? 7.2. And say that push updated artifact. Click create. Now your release 2 also created. If you want to release any point of time, just click that release. Whenever you want to deploy, click release 2. It has never deployed so far, just deploy. Click that one, yeah, and say deploy. And just give the deployment comment. Now look at that, what it is saying that. Currently release 1 is deployed, right?
Yeah.
On top. What is, no. You say that current deployed is release 1. To be deployed is release 2. Yeah, click create, deploy. So now it is going to deploy your second one. Anytime if you want to revert back, you again have to deploy the release one, right?
Yes.
You understood now the whole things how it works, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what actually a real DevOps. Done. Go and refresh your website. Website. Correct?
Yeah.
You got understanding.
Yeah.
Clear, na? Right? So this the whole process work in Azure DevOps. Now at least you have a confidence, right?
Yes.
Correct? That what exactly the whole DevOps flow when I am working on a customer side. So you have a two option. Use this way or this way. Both is fine. In the first one, we are using Jenkins.
Yeah.
Second
So,
one,
but
we are
this
using
second one, we are bypassing the container concept only, right?
No, container is a different concept. Container has nothing to do with pipeline. No? Container is
Yeah.
Docker.
Yeah, that is only for pulling the softwares.
Yes, exactly. Container is a different thing. Container has nothing to do with CI/CD. Container, Ansible, Git, all are three different things. Only I am now changing the CI/CD pattern.
Okay. CI/CD.
Correct? In Azure, you have a clear cut control now because you have now control on build also and release also.
Yes.
Jenkins has a problem that build and release both are going in a same tool, in a same set.
Yeah.
है ना? But
Yes.
here at least you have a two way. You can control your build, you can control your release.
Correct. So only thing is we need that YAML code.
YAML code, yes. Because nowadays developer has to do this YAML. All right.
Right.
This is the what the example of cloud DevOps pipeline.
Yeah.
Correct. So now we are going to do a project tomorrow. I am to give you the document of you want to do project on Azure DevOps.
Yeah.
Hold on for a moment. I'm going to give you two documents. One to understand the DevOps world, and second one. So keep this document with you today. Please review the document before, okay?
Yeah.
So that it should be easy for us tomorrow to catch up and understand how the DevOps project happened.
Okay.
In fact, if you never did a project, it's a good opportunity for you to
Okay.
understand the project itself. Download that tool and open that.
Yeah.
So look at that, how this whole project has done. Okay. I'm only giving you some high level thoughts so that you understand. First of all, this document which you are seeing here is called proposal document.
Okay.
Okay. How the proposal has been created by a consultant. So
Okay.
first of all, you see there are some terminology
Okay.
like project as sponsor.
Mhm.
Anyone who is funding this project within an organization is called project as sponsor. So if I am a CIO, it is my responsibility to arrange a fund. Fund in the sense, for example, if I am blocking Gopinath for 2 months,
Okay.
so who is going to pay the salary of Gopinath? Because in these 2 months, Gopinath is not doing anything, right? Except doing my project.
Yeah.
So why other department is going to pay your salary? So we called it them a sponsor.
Yeah.
Then we have a project board. In a project board, we have a different kind of people who will sit together to review the project and to clear any blockage of the project.
Okay.
Then every project have a project manager.
Yes.
Every project must have a start date and end date, right?
Yeah.
Then why the project is going to do this a specific project of Azure DevOps, why customer want to do. So this is what actually the problem with the customer.
Okay.
We have to go through that, okay? Then what is the objective of the customer once they complete this project?
Okay.
Then what is the options before the customer? Again, they have a two options. They can use something else like Jenkins. They can also use Azure DevOps, right? So what is the advantage and disadvantage of these tools?
Mhm.
And then accordingly, how much cost customer going to save when they have Azure DevOps in their environment? What is key deliverable? Who is the key resource going to work? What is customer existing environment? All this blah blah blah. And then you what type of questions you are going to answer before doing this project. For example, what is the current process?
Okay.
How you are currently doing the development?
Mhm.
How much time exactly it is going to take to develop one single product?
Mhm.
Because until and unless you do not understand, you are not going to use the DevOps rightly, right?
Yeah.
Then all these are a trade-offs, like how many times you see an error in your production and how much time you are going to take to rectify that, right? And then accordingly you understand that this is the whole flow. Customer has this kind of an environment, and then accordingly you are going to suggest use this tool. Then you are going to say that I want to use this specific tool for you, and this is your change environment,
Okay.
right? And then accordingly you are going to say my design approach, my deployment approach, this is what the exactly the whole flow look like. For example, everything today what the practice you did, you deploy everything in production.
Yeah.
But in company there is a multiple environment. You have a UAT, you have a pre-production, and then you go to production.
Yeah.
And then even on a production you have an approval process,
Yes.
correct, huh?
Yeah.
Right? So this is what you have to do and deploy as a whole, and how the whole things will look like,
Mhm.
how exactly the whole process work.
Okay.
Then what is the project timeline,
Mhm.
what is the milestone, then what is the deployment approach, what you are going to do in a planning phase, what you are going to do in a build phase. You get that, huh? How the project done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So doing the project technically is a just maybe a half an hour job,
Mhm.
but before that this is what exactly we have to make completely.
Yeah.
Go through the document today.
Yeah.
We will catch you up tomorrow again. Okay.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. Chalo. Bye.
Sure. We can. Thank you.
Thank you.